Let's talk New Orleans Saints here for a little bit. The Saints recently have pulled off a massive addition to the roster. I think it's a really good move by New Orleans. Let's get right into this report, and then we'll talk about what this move means, what this new New Orleans Saints can bring to this team going forward. This report is according to The Score. The New Orleans Saints are expected, it's actually been formalized, they will sign defensive end Chase Young to a 1-year, $13 million deal that's fully guaranteed, sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter. Young joins a pass rushing group that features Cameron Jordan and Carl Granderson, among others. Granderson led New Orleans with 8.5 quarterback takedowns in 2023. However, the Saints struggled to consistently disrupt opposing signal callers, finishing 29th in the league with 34 sacks. I think it's a great move for New Orleans. They got a phenomenal playmaker, a guy who, when he's at his peak, is as good as anybody in the National Football League. Myers, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this move. But first, Saints fans in the comment section below. Look, we've been through a few weeks of free agency right now. Saints have been more on the quieter side, but they still have made some interesting decisions so far. In the comment section below, grade how you think the Saints have been doing so far this offseason. Do you love it? Give it an A. Do you hate it? Give it an F. Think it's somewhere in between, maybe to C plus. Whatever it may be, grade the Saints offseason for us in the comment section below. But Miles, give me your thoughts on this move and what it means for New Orleans going forward.
Yeah, Nate, I think this is a big move for New Orleans in a couple of different ways. Obviously, the physical signing of the player, the talent level of the player is a big move for New Orleans. I think 1 year, $13 million, very reasonable deal to get Chase Young on. But the talent level he brings to this defensive line, this is now one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. I'd say Granderson has been a great pass rusher throughout the years. Young is great off the edge. Then you got Cam Jordan to boot as well. New Orleans secondary is very good. And then in the middle of the field, you got Demario Davis. This defense is back up to the level that we have seen it for a few years now. Had a little bit of a dip off lately, but I think through like the past 5-6 years, there's been times this New Orleans defense has been elite. The defense has never really been the problem. But I think the bigger message here is signing a guy like Chase here, 1 year, $13 million. You don't do that if you don't think that you can win now. This is a win now type of deal. This is a deal that you feel like, hey, this is going to put us over the edge. We're going to go in, we're going to sign this guy for 1 year. Maybe we get a bigger deal out of this somewhere down the line, but for right now, we're adding him to our team because we think this puts us over the edge in some way, shape, or form. And you look at this, New Orleans last year, 9-8, Tampa Bay 9-8. You just needed a little bit to put you over Tampa Bay to get you into the playoffs. This is the type of move that puts you over the edge. I think this is winning type of football moves. This is winning leadership of a front office. Signing a guy like Chase Young, giving you the talent to put you over the edge. I really like this move, and I'm excited to see what it does because we say this all the time. The NFC South is wide open. If anyone can get the guns, you can win the race because there's a lot of teams that are struggling very hard. The Falcons, they've gotten considerably better, but I still think that this Saints team, the Bucks, they're as good as they were last year, I would say. This Saints team has a lot of talent on it, and I think it's been a little bit underutilized. Now, this defense back up to snuff. I think this is a very, very good Saints team that has a great chance of winning the NFC South.
I agree with everything you said. When you look specifically at the Chase Young signing, anytime you make any deal for any player, regardless of position, you want to look at the value you're getting in terms of the dollars you're giving up. Well, according to overthecap.com, and what overthecap.com does is they look at every player in the National Football League. They look at their age, position, production, injury history, all of that kind of stuff, and they put a valuation on that player. They say, how much should this player get in terms of a salary cap hit against him with his current team? Overthecap.com values Chase Young at $13.9 million. The Saints got him for $13 million, fully guaranteed. So again, a slight discount there. A quality player as a fair price. That's good business there, slight discount. But it looks even better than that. If you look at the where Chase Young ranks in terms of dollars cap hit wise, guaranteed money specifically, he's not even the top 38 of edge defenders in the National Football League. He's outside the top 38. If you look at PFF's grade this past season, which was far from Chase Young's best season, he finished 27th among all edge defenders. So again, you're getting a player who's not in the top 38 in terms of being paid that way, but he's playing like he's top 27 or better in the middle of a down year where he had to move to a different team mid-season. That's a lot of value. That's what I like about this move more than anything else. It's the fact the Saints are getting a whole lot of value. They're not mortgaging their long-term future. It's a 1-year deal. It's a player-friendly deal, but it's also a team-friendly deal. fully guaranteed both sides. It's a 1-year thing. Hey, can you help us make a run to another NFC South title? If not, maybe we'll sign you to a long-term deal, but more likely than not, we'll go our separate ways. I think this is a really good move by Mickey Loomis. And again, when you look at the landscape of the NFC South, it comes down to who can make the other team's quarterback play really bad. We know the Panthers are a debacle right now with Bryce Young. I think the Bucks, Baker Mayfield, some pressure on him, he generally falls apart. And one of the knocks on Kirk Cousins, the new Atlanta Falcons quarterback, is his lack of mobility and how he handles himself under pressure in big moments has really, really been his Achilles heel. I think adding a guy like Chase Young gives New Orleans that extra pass rusher to pair with Granderson, to pair with Jordan, to put that kind of pressure on Kirk Cousins. So it's not just a great move in terms of value, which it certainly is. It's also a great move in terms of matchup for their division. Overall, outstanding work by New Orleans here.